Hello, welcome to the Destin Business Forum brought to you by the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Amy Perry, and our guest today is Bernard Johnson. You are the chairman of the Taylor Haugen Foundation.
That's correct.
Okay, for those people that are watching that may not know what the Taylor Haugen Foundation is, can you just give a brief explanation of that,
Sure.
how it came about?
Sure. The Taylor Haugen Foundation started in 2009. Of course, most folks are familiar with Taylor Haugen, who in 2008 was playing football, played for Niceville High School as a JV player, and he caught a cross route, ended up catching the ball, and took a bad hit. He kind of got sandwiched between two players. Still held on to the ball, but hit the ground, got up, came to the sidelines, and wasn't feeling all that good. He ended up collapsing, and then the paramedics carried him to the hospital. And unfortunately, the fatal injury resulted there in the liver area, and he ended up passing on that early the next morning. From that was the birthing of the foundation the following year. And the foundation is basically, has three legs. We have a scholarship program, the trophy program, and the YES program. And those programs are the result of that incident.
Okay, I want to back up and take each one of those things one by one, but just kind of to say, Taylor's parents, Kathy and Brian, started the foundation.
Correct.
And what a wonderful thing for them to do out of such a terrible tragedy. But I think about them a lot. When I drive around and I see the magnets on cars, I marvel at their strength and the great thing that they did from a tragedy. Okay, the trophy. Tell me about the trophy.
The trophy is, of course, Taylor Haugen Trophy. That is something that's available in the Tri-County area. That's available for Okaloosa, Walton, and Santa Rosa County schools.
Okay.
The recipient of that trophy is based on the five principles, which is your excellence in academics, athletics, leadership, community involvement, and the Christian faith. So it's determination by the school staff. You have huddle leaders that participate in that as well, but
just one trophy.
Just one trophy.
Okay.
One trophy for now. And for the most part, that's the way that works. So they'll win the trophy. They'll get a $1,000 scholarship to go towards their college career, which is a very big benefit. So that's a very desirous trophy. It's
absolutely.
28 pounds. It's a 28-pound trophy made out of bronze. So it's a very impressive piece.
Okay, and then you mentioned a scholarship. How many scholarships are there?
There's 3 scholarships.
Okay.
There's one scholarship will always go to a Niceville student.
Okay.
Because that's the high school that obviously Taylor attended. There'll be another scholarship that's for Okaloosa County schools. So there's 6 Okaloosa County schools between Baker, Crestview, Choctaw, Laurel Hill, Fort Walton, and Niceville. So that second scholarship will be awarded to one of those Okaloosa County high schools. Then the third one will come on behalf of an endowment by Parisot, Commissioner Dave Parisot. So he won a scholarship to be recognized in the name of his parents, Roy and Claire Parisot. So the value of those scholarships are $1,500. But the submissions of the kids that turn in those applications, they're very impressive. So it's very hard to make a decision. So last year we went at 16 schools, and we had submissions from all the schools. So that's very impressive across the 3 counties.
I was talking to Brian Haugen and Kathy Haugen. It may have been a year ago now, and it was when they were picking the scholarship recipients. And I don't know if they personally did. I'm sure they're involved, but they said they were just overwhelmed at the quality and the quantity of the submissions. Again, what a great thing. All right, scholarships, trophies. Third thing is the YES program. And YES stands for?
The Youth Equipment for Sports Safety.
Okay.
And that's something that's really taken on a real big, a lot of activities coming as a result of that. The idea is to outfit Okaloosa and Walton middle school and high schools. And we're also doing Bay County. So let me just back up a little bit there. The Bay County schools, thankfully from a grant, actually on Bay County with the St. Joe's folks, the St. Joe Corporation do a lot of sponsorship of that. So if we want to outfit a school over there, they'll step up and provide funding for those outfitters.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's very unique. In Okaloosa Walton, we fortunately received a grant from the Dugas Foundation, which affords us the opportunity to outfit all the schools in Okaloosa and Walton County, the middle schools and the high schools.
All of the schools?
All the schools.
Wow.
So we're doing the middle schools, high schools. We Last week we done several. We did like 5 schools. We did 4 in one day. And so we're, for the most part, the Okaloosa Walton schools, we're probably about 75% done. And then it'll extend over into Santa Rosa and Escambia County. Now we're able to fund those at 50%. So if we get requests from those other areas, then we can look at outfitting those as well.
Okay, and when you say you're outfitting them, what exactly are they getting?
Well, imagine if you would, the equipment itself is like an Under Armour shirt.
Okay.
Okay, you put the Under Armour shirt on, and then inside the Under Armour shirt, there's these pockets. Well, the pads are very pliable. Initially, they come in a foil wrap, but they're very pliable. And then you slide the pads on the left side and slide them in on the right side. And what they do is they form to your body and they harden.
Okay.
And so it takes on the appearance of a cast, or it feels very snug, like yours will fit different than mine.
Sure.
And you have some.
Mine would
some
be a
big
little
boys.
bigger around here.
Yeah. So it's interesting when we go from doing a high school player, offensive lineman or defensive lineman, then we go and do a middle school kid who's like a little wide receiver.
Yeah.
And it's almost like putting a Band-Aid on a smaller kid, But the pads come in small, medium, and large. Okay. But here again, it protects all those internal organs. Your liver, your kidney, your spleen, and all those, intestines and your ribs and all. So that's the intent of the equipment, is to protect all that.
And so when you outfit a player with this equipment, I guess you can't reuse it because it molds to their body.
Right. Yeah. It's so very pliable when you install it. So it'll go in there, and then it'll fit after 25 minutes. It'll harden, and so then it'll fit that individual.
Okay.
And what happens is after 25 minutes, it's hard. I mean, we actually seen people take baseball bats and impact on the pad, but it'll take that impact and disperse it across the pad, as opposed to foam. It'll just take that impact and absorb it at that location.
Okay.
So this disperses that pressure across the pad. Of course, at the end of a practice or a game, they'll take the shirt off, wash the shirt. The pads are not washable in a washing machine,
right.
But you can clean them. Hand wash them, whatever case may be, and then put the shirt back on, slide the pads back in.
And do they last for the season?
They last. I mean, they could last. Depends upon how much they're used, but for the most part, 2, 3 years, 4 years sometimes. Right. But kids grow.
Sure.
And then, so we're going back and refitting some of the high schools and all. But
they have that.
But they are reusable for sure.
All right, our time is almost up. Can you believe it? Tell me about. There's some upcoming PR at NBCnews.com piece
right.
and an article in Guidepost.
Yeah, there's a lot of good press coming about it. Matter of fact, NBC just did a piece on this last week. So if you go to the NBC page, it's on there talking about the foundation, talking about, of course, we have a very strong board, and Brian and Kathy have been, outstanding through this whole process, really coming from Taylor to where we are now. But we have a lot of community support. So with that being said, NBC has done a story about the YES program,
getting
about child safety. There's a lot of studies. There's the epidemiology study, which concentrates a lot on head injuries and concussions and all. But the epidemiology study is a study the impact of damage that can occur, such as what Taylor suffered. Right. So with that being said, this study will show a before and after, and it'll show that internal injuries are starting to be looked at as well, and that is what's propelling the NBC coverage, and which is going to be very good because they're able to see that there is more damage that can be done to kids besides concussions.
Sure, maybe they can do something more around the country,
right.
Not just here. All right, we are way out of our time, but thank you. This was for a Worthy Cause. Come back and tell us about what's going on next year, okay?
Appreciate it. Very good.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be back.